I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Shall lead them to buy our merch. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached, to you, to most of you, this is the beginning.
Yeah.
But to our friends who've been hanging out with us for the last 3 hours, it's the end, because we've just done a 3+ hour fire stream where we do live reviews, and then you guys get to see all the stuff in the back. If you have timely, topical, political commentary, you can hit us up at Middle America with Vin and Sori. By the way, if you want to have a DJ stream yourself where you get to run the entire stream for the whole night, that process is very simple. All you need to do, dear listener, 4 songs gets you that, and then you email Sori so we can coordinate because we want you there. However, having said that, the time has arrived. I run Maiden. Now we're gonna watch.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let the people
We're gonna
know.
watch the official on my computer so it won't get blocked. So you guys are not gonna see the official on the screen here because we obviously don't want it to get blocked. But we just want you to know we are seeing it. And so we will still comment on the video. We just cannot play it for you. So sorry.
Sadakt. The Writing on the Wall is the name of the song. Lyric video will be here. We're watching over there. They're going to pull it down and block it, guys. Brand new Maiden song. Let's do it. Writing on the Wall. Liking that.
Man looks thirsty. Belshazzar's feast. Look at this. Live forever.
Definitely see some. Hey!
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, it does sound kind of country.
Just Scott. And Western
Once our empire is glorious, my crown is
wondered.
Is that Trump driving the car at the end?
Wait.
Whoa! Okay, our song's over. Is that Trump? That looks like the car that Kennedy was driving in when he got assassinated.
Well, no, now it's that creature, but I think it was Trump
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Yeah, it's that creature with the two in the back. I'm presuming those are Adam and Eve, or the new Adam and Eve after a nuclear apocalypse. So, I don't know if you guys saw the video, but the video, you know, if this was really back in the day. One time we did a 2-part breakdown of.
Look, that's the guy that was in the.
I see.
And it kind of looks like he has a weird toupee.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if he was explicitly trying to...
Did you notice that, like, almost every time that Trump came out, he was wearing, like, that color with the red tie?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah,
anyway.
It could very well be that is what's going on. But first of all, Bruce Dickinson is 62 years old, the lead singer.
Unbelievable.
That man is 62 years old.
Unbelievable.
And his voice is just massively powerful still. And I understand there's, you know, you can work magic in the studio and all the rest of it. But not like that. The man still had... It's kind of like... No disrespect to Metallica. No disrespect. But like right now, Ben Roethlisberger's talking about how he's going to work to lose weight so he can be a more effective quarterback because he's a little bit overweight.
Okay. Yep.
It's like he's been eating like shit for 18 years.
Oh.
But now that he sees Brady playing till he's 98, now he wants to like do some sit-ups. Like, it's not going to work for you, bro. But this Bruce Dickinson guy, man, he look, yeah, I talk about LeBron James and people are like, well, yeah, he's got all these scoring stats because he's playing for 58 years. Mm-hmm. People don't realize Michael Jordan quit after 13 years. LeBron's in like year 21. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And people are like, yeah, the only reason he's going to surpass Jordan in scoring is because of the fact that he's been playing for 20 years. He's going to play like a decade longer than... And my point is, yeah, and that longevity itself is a stat. So when you look at Bruce Dickinson, like, his longevity is a stat. And I'll defy you to find me one person who, in the metal world, that was known for being just a primo vocalist, who at 62 is still cranking out shit like this.
Yeah. Jeez.
Like, it's just unbelievable. And somebody said it, like, that main riff is definitely an earworm in the sense of, like, it's gonna just stay with you over and over.
Yeah. Some of it I traveled, and you know how I feel about traveling when music is playing. I love that. It definitely like took me places.
And Matt, people are like, well, okay, Rob Halford. I was actually having a conversation with a friend, and he's in a band, and he's in a pretty sizable band, and he talked about they were doing some festival, and Halford was on the tour, and everybody has their little pre-show rituals, so they're like, so he goes up to Halford and he goes, so like, what do you guys like? Like, what do you do to warm your voice up, because, like, this is my first time
Tell me
seeing
he
you
says
live.
nothing.
Halford said, yeah, I'll be out there. Like, he wasn't paying attention. And he went straight from his little table to the stage. No warm-up, no nothing. Hitting every single Halford. I mean, these people are just...
I mean, that's just next level. I think that's just unbelievable.
And this dude, he had cancer. Holy moly.
He did?
Yeah. He had throat cancer.
No. I need proof.
He had throat cancer, and he's still singing better than you if your life depended on it. Like,
oh my gosh.
Some people are just touched, man. Okay? And Bruce Dickinson is touched. Forget it. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Across a painted desert lies a train of vagabonds. All that's left of what we were, it's what we have become. Once our empire is glorious, but now the empire is gone. The dead gave us the time to live, and now our time is done. Now we are victorious. We've become our slaves, a land of hope and glory, building graveyards for the brave. Have you seen the writing on the wall? Have you seen that writing? Can you see the riders on the storm? Can you see them riding? Can you see them riding? Holding on to fury is all that we ever know. Ignorance, our judge and jury, all we've got to show. From Hollywood to Babylon, holy war to kingdom come, on a trail of dust and ashes, when the burning sky is done, a tide of change is coming, and that is what you fear. I've been having a conversation about that with a friend of mine. Like, yeah. Change is coming, and that is what you fear. The earthquake is coming, but you don't want to hear. You're just too blind to see. Then he talks about the writing on the wall next to them. And, there's a lot of ways to interpret what's been going on in our country, in the world, in the Western world.
Yep.
There's a lot that's happening, and it's extremely layered, and both sides are trying to make the situation not complex at all so that they can soundly condemn the other side. But it looks to me like this video, if you look at the video, we didn't get a chance to for reasons we just explained, they would have blocked it. It's this really a 3-part act. Act 1, the players get introduced. Act 2, there's a crisis that they need to be rescued from. They get rescued by, I think the guy's name is Eddie, that villain, that little ugly guy or whatever. He prepares for war, he rescues them, and then as the nukes are going off, he hands them another apple. And I think that's a literary device that's used to communicate these two are now the archetypes of Adam and Eve, because we associate them with the apple. So as you see all the explosions in the background, which is like hopelessness, like we're going to destroy each other. Now, then you see they're driving away, and then they've got a bike brigade in the back, and then he, gives them the apple. It's basically, after all this is over, we're going to start a new beginning, and we're just going to keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it seemed like that the nuke had to happen to, like, get rid of all the filth, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of bad stuff that was happening, and so, it's so funny. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It's like a flood, like the flood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the motif. It's like it's this judgment metaphor, and then there's like a remnant of survivors that are there to repopulate the planet, right? Like so that's what. So yeah. I think if you lay it in the backdrop of Brexit, in the backdrop of Black Lives Matter, in the backdrop of all the things that everybody's arguing and fighting and hating each other about and not listening.
Yeah.
If we keep going in this trajectory, we're going to kill ourselves. Like, literally, we're going to destroy each other. And so, maybe the video is like, man... Because what's interesting when it says something about Belshazzar's feast is the name of the entire record. Belshazzar is this pagan king, and the Bible is not necessarily mean to all the pagan kings. As a matter of fact, there are many times when the pagan king gets exalted and honored and all the rest of it. But there's this pagan king named Belshazzar, and he took the bottles or the
cups and all the chalices.
Chalices from, because God had sent the Babylonians to destroy the Israelites, and in the midst of destroying the Israelites, they raided the temple. So Belshazzar is throwing this party. He's drinking. He's getting drunk, and all of a sudden he sees this writing on the wall, "Mene, mene, tekel parson," and it basically means you've been weighed and found wanting in Aramaic. So that's Belshazzar, and then as Daniel is interpreting the writing on the wall, Darius is, I'm pretty sure it's Darius or Xerxes, I'm not sure which one, builds a little thingy underground. I mean, this is historical. Builds this thing underground and goes in there and kills Belshazzar and all the rest of them. So the album title is extremely interesting.
The writing on the wall?
No, Belshazzar's Last Feast or whatever that record is. Somebody's said the name of the record, but
no, that was the paper that was in the video. It said Belshazzar's Last Feast, where the people were walking toward.
Oh, okay. So what is the name of this record, though?
I thought it was the writing on the wall.
No, that's the name of this song.
Yeah, but they have a song that's like also
right,
the album.
It could be self-titled. I don't know if they have the actual whatever thingamajiggy. But shoot,
I gotta go back to it. Yeah, when the people were coming, I thought it was like, okay, and they were like dying coming across the desert to get into this place. And then one guy finally makes it there and he crosses over and they kill him anyway. I was like, they're trying to, the border, right?
Yep. 100%. 100%. The name of the record is not yet known. Perhaps Belshazzar's Feast, etc., etc. Yeah, I just think that, like, I think all of us see what's happening, and I don't care what side you're on. I'm pretty sure everybody's like, look, man, we keep going like this, it's a wrap.
Right.
Like,
right.
It is over.
Right.
If we keep going like this. And I think it's true, man. You have to, and this is where, like, social media comes in, because that's why We Are the Media is the slogan for Middle America, because it's like, we've got to now take accountability for what we're putting out in the ether. Right? Like, we've got to take accountability for that. So, because that now influences, we have now more influence in the zeitgeist than we've ever had in human history.
Right.
So now we got to step it up. It's so easy to blame a guy like Trump if your nation's in trouble, or Biden if your nation's in trouble. It's so easy to look at Jeff Bezos and say he's not giving enough, but you haven't given anybody anything for 5 years, right? Like, so we got to have that, like, personal thing, so that because all cities and nations are accumulation of people. So if everybody took it personally that they were supposed to reverse this shit, then maybe we won't all die in a nuclear fallout.
Right.
But it's also one of those things is, well, maybe we should, if we can't figure it out, and give another group of human beings another shot. But I'm a post-millennialist, so I believe we're going to figure it out. But it was just such a really, really, really good song, man. It was a good song. The riff was crazy. The video was extremely imaginative. And we haven't listened to Maiden in quite some time.
10 minutes ago. Because we just reviewed another song.
We just did.
One thing I think is interesting, kind of going back to what you said before, was like at the grocery store, a lot of times when you buy your groceries, when you're cashing out, they ask if you want to donate to this or that thing.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a what do you say? It's a slow ball. Like, it's an easy one to hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you have
100%.
the option of $1 to $5. You know what I'm saying? And like, not that I think people should be motivated by guilt, but you just spent all that money on yourself. So, and your family. So, can you put a little bit more? And some of them, it's even like, will you round up? So it's not even a full $1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, what do you say? Is it a slow moving ball? What is
5 mile an hour fastball.
Yeah, it's a 5 mile an hour fastball. So, I think that a lot more of us need to take that opportunity to, just push that button instead of saying no thanks. Put even $1.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why I like him saying, "Can you?"
Right.
Because it puts the onus on us to hold ourselves responsible. I loved it. That riff was pretty crazy. The solo was epic. Video was crazy. You got to give it a 10. Got to give it another 10. What do you give it?
Okay, I think I'm going to go with a 10 also. But I really liked the way that they did the cartoon. I don't think, maybe you don't call it a cartoon, but because
The
it's
animation.
like, the animation was, they did a really good job, but they also, it had that feel of like what we would see sometimes when we were kids. Like the way that they animated it, the way the bird looked, the way that you know what I mean? The drawing style.
Yeah.
So I like that. But yeah, I think there would be a lot I think if you watch the video, you'd keep picking things up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those. It's like that This Is America video that went viral a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. One thing that motivates my woodland photography, this is the big homie Kai, is that it feels like I'm recording a form of woodland and nature that might not exist in the life of my grandchildren. That is so
my
true.
Goodness.
That's the other thing. I don't know if he made
That's
reference
sad.
to our destruction of our planet, but there's also that. There's also those crimes.
Right.
What do you get the song?
I already gave it a 10.
I give it a 10 as well. Iron Maiden, ladies and gentlemen. Look, if you're trying to start the most epic band of all time, just give up. Because Iron Maiden, you can't, these guys, I don't know, 30, 40 years they've been doing this shit. They're the best. That's it. Period. Up the irons, bitches. Moral of the story is listen to more Iron Maiden.
Yep.
You dumb
Give
butts.
up on trying. You'll never be the greatest. according to Vin.
Yeah, just give up. Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.